Have you ever wondered how often you've made decisions based on survival? Maybe everything you've identified with has been warning you that you remained in survival mode for too long. Is there a way to go beyond the limited identities we hold on to? Can we transcend the urge to preserve roles that keep us stagnant, unfulfilled, and unaware of our greatest potential? Let's find out. Welcome to Mantis Library, your gateway to mysticism and transformative knowledge. Here we explore the hidden depths of the mind, the mysteries of existence, and the unforeseen forces shaping our reality. At first glance, you may not realize how strongly you identify with a particular group, career, or role, until it begins to limit your growth, choices, and sense of fulfillment. Over time, you might have worn different social masks, playing the roles expected of you in relationships, society, and various group dynamics. But what happens when you find yourself at a crossroads? When you start peeling back the layers, you may begin to question what lies beneath. Standing at this threshold, you might notice discomfort in your body, a tightness in your chest, stomach, or vocal cords. You might feel as if you've lost your authentic voice, that it has been silenced by the roles imposed upon you. The question arises, who is suppressing your potential? And how would your life change if you redirected your energy from suppression to healthy expression? Walking away from these roles does not mean abandoning responsibility, but rather it means embracing the parts of you that have been neglected. It means making space for self-discovery, allowing yourself to redefine who you truly are beyond societal expectations. This journey may involve dissolving certain social masks, or what is known in Jungian psychology as personas. Carl Jung described the persona as a complicated system of relations between the individual consciousness and society, fittingly enough a kind of mask designed on the one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other to conceal the true nature of the individual. But what happens when we become too identified with the mask? We risk mistaking the mask for who we truly are. We risk disconnecting from our authentic selves, living as a fraction of the whole. The persona is not inherently negative, however. It serves as a necessary function for social interactions. Yet, when we forget it is merely a facade, we become trapped in a false identity that does not serve our deeper needs. We forget that just because it serves us does not mean it actually is us. Let's examine an example from modern culture: the alpha male persona. This image is often associated with traits such as confidence, leadership, and resilience, qualities that can be beneficial in many aspects of life. However, when taken to an extreme, this persona can become rigid and limiting. The pressure to constantly project strength and dominance can create emotional suppression, making it difficult to connect with others on a deeper level. The suppression of emotions can lead us to a crisis when vulnerabilities surface, challenging the rigid structure of the persona. The struggle to reconcile one's outward identity with the deeper emotional world within can be both exhausting and isolating. The key to balance is awareness, recognizing the distinction between one's outward image and inner reality. This awareness is the first step toward individuation, the lifelong process of integrating the conscious and unconscious mind. Jung describes individuation as nothing less than to divest the self of the false wrappings of the persona on the one hand, and the suggestive power of primordial images on the other. Individuation is a path toward wholeness, requiring courage to explore what lies beneath our conditioned self. It is a process of deep self-acceptance, of integrating both our strengths and our vulnerabilities into a unified sense of self. This means embracing contradictions, acknowledging both our rational and irrational sides, our light and shadow aspects, and our masculine and feminine energies. Yet within this shadow lies untapped energy, creativity, insight, and authenticity. By embracing and integrating these hidden aspects, we reclaim lost parts of ourselves, unlocking greater self-awareness, emotional depth, and a richer, more fulfilling existence. To truly walk away from false identities, we must embrace our shadow and integrate it rather than suppress it. This means acknowledging the parts of ourselves we may have rejected or deemed unworthy, our insecurities, our fears, and our desires. Rather than avoiding discomfort, we must learn to sit with it, to understand it, and transform it into a source of strength. By shining light on the shadow, we break free from unconscious patterns, moving closer to self-awareness and inner harmony. This process strengthens our ability to live authentically, making choices rooted in our true nature rather than unconscious conditioning. We stop being controlled by hidden forces and begin to integrate our whole self. Walking away is not an act of abandonment. It is an act of self-actualization. It is the recognition that in shedding false layers, we are not losing anything real. Instead, we are returning to who we were always meant to be. This journey is not a rejection of life, but an embrace of a deeper, more meaningful way of living. We walk away, not to escape, but to come home. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Mantis Library to continue exploring the depths of the self and the mysteries of the mind. Until next time.